Dimir Mill versus Seasoned Cranial Mage 0414. Alright, let's do some milling here. This is a type of control deck. It's pretty much known at this point, but it does have a pretty efficient win condition, which not every control deck has access to. Alright, there's that. I would love to kill that, but I cannot currently. Actually, I can. Perfect. X equals 1. Yeah, I think that was worth it. Absolutely worth it. Alright, I can try and ramp into that, but I'm also missing land, so I'm just going to stock up here. I think just 2 lands is fine. I don't need the rest. Their hand is already, like, non-existent almost. Next turn I'll play this, tap. Oh, okay. I need to survive until I can deadly cover up, but it's going to be close. Okay, I'm going to try to stall a turn using a fish token. No, I'll Aetherize. How about that? I need this. This Aetherize just saving my behind here. Wait, what? Oh, that didn't attack. That just... Okay, that was just used to... Ugh. So how are we going to do this next? So that means I need to do this right now. And I'm going to use the... this and take Uroboroid. Oh, this is amazing. This is crazy. Whoa, that was so clean. That was so clean. I'm lucky I had those cards in hand, to be honest. This thing's annoying. Okay, I'm almost at the point. I just need 2 more turns, basically. Do I need the Irencrag? I don't. I'm gonna just keep up the Flood Maw. I'm gonna take a hit, that's fine. End of turn, I'm gonna consult. Aetherize is good. Destroy their creature, mill half their library, and win the game. Alright. Okay, yeah, that was all thanks to Aetherize, and Aetherize really showed its strength there. Because I think at the point where I played it, the opponent, if I would have used other ways which target the creatures, there was a ward involved and stuff like that, so I'm not even sure if that would have worked out. So, actually, they only attacked with 1. I thought they were attacking with the elves as well, so maybe a Flood Maw would have done it. But okay, the mix, well, Deadly Cover-Up was the main. In the end, if I hadn't had the Deadly Cover-Up, none of this would have worked. And actually hitting the Uroboroid there, which was also in their hand, was super nice. So in the end, it worked out very nicely. So let's keep going on to the next game, Dimir Mill. Dimir Mill versus level 69 Warrior. Almost level 70. Yeah. I will keep this. I might need to use one of these consults as a turn 2 play. Okay, that changed now with the Terminus. So this deck likes to ramp a little bit as well, by the way. Okay, that's unfortunately I can't get rid of it at the moment. So I'm gonna take some serious damage here right now. I hope they add an Emberheart Challenger. And I hope I draw land. Like, drawing land is the key here. Because if they trigger Prowess here, I'm dead. Alright, I'm going to shock that. I'm just going to use this right now. X equals 3. So that they cannot use a Prowess trigger here to save these challengers. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. So I'm still in trouble. Next turn I'll stalk up into and keep up Flood Maw probably. Add a creature? No, they're not. Okay. Stock up. Land. Do I control a basic land? I do. Flood Maw it is. All depends on the Flood Maw here. Oh, it has haste. It has haste. Oh, so bouncing that is terrible. But I have to. Yeah, I don't see a way where I'm winning here. How on earth? Ah, they need max speed, and now that yeah, okay, because they have max speed, I have no chance here. So no matter what I do, I won't be able to stop that and that, so this is GG. Yeah, the opponent just overran me here. No real way to get into that. Maybe I should have waited with the sweeper, but I think, yeah, that... I feel like that turn inside out was probably what made the difference. And also, I took a lot of damage from the Ballad as well as the Watery Grave, so that was a little bit too much damage taken as well. So, unfortunately, not this time, not today. On to the next game. Dimir Mill versus Crafty Huge. Yep. Do I Reef or Duress? I think I'm gonna Reef. Why? Because turn 1... Ah. I was just gonna say, what are they gonna do on turn 1? And then they do the one thing that's just super annoying for me on turn 1. I should have Duressed. I should have Duressed. Okay, I'm gonna take this one. Well, okay. Upside is, in the end, it doesn't matter. Because they had another one anyway, so they would have... Well, they would have... Yeah, they would have also been able to play that on turn 1, so... I don't need to take this damage, so I don't... Like, one less point of damage that I don't need to take is fine. Okay, good news. They're not doing anything. They don't have counter magic, at least none I'm aware of. I know they run a counter spell. So that I need to consider that when I go for this. Do I try? No, I only have 3 mana. I need way more mana here, so I'm gonna get the Fountainport and the Terminus. Yeah, they're stocking up as well. Alright, we are ramping into the Singularity Rupture. Unfortunately, I don't have the follow-up monument. I could have taken it. Maybe I should have. Instead of... No, but the Terminus is what ramps me into this. Okay, they're going for that play. That's fine. I'm going to go for the Rupture here nonetheless, because I just want to resolve it as soon as I can before they find a counter, if they don't already have the counter. So that's something I just cannot... I won't be able to control, but I have to kind of go for this here, I think. Okay, that's good news. So now all I need is the other half of my combo, which is all I need to do now is find a Riverchurn Monument and survive until I do. And, well, it has to resolve too, but that's easier to resolve because it only costs 2 mana. And the counter spell that they run is the one Qel'a, which I can get... if I draw, I just need to pay 2 extra, which I can. Okay, now they're... Okay, well, obviously now all their lessons are online. I think I'm going to play the other Rupture immediately after, just to mill them so hard that they just can't even use their draw spells anymore. Well, they probably have the Qel'a at this point, but yeah, I mean, all I can do is do all these Ruptures at this point as well. Now, getting quenched here is very unfortunate, yeah, because I'm just 1 mana. I could have waited until I have an extra mana, but fair enough. I mean, they're already at 16 cards, so... Oh, wait. How many quenches? Okay, there's 1, 2... Okay, so there's still 2, which could be in their hand or in the top 14. So the chance of them having it is great. They need to really up the pressure at this point. I have Aetherize. I'm going to Aetherize next turn, honestly. I'm not going to Rupture. I'm going to Aetherize. Because I can Aetherize and pay at least once. If I draw land, I can pay twice for the Qel'as. Okay, they're going full damage. Ooh, can they just kill me here? No. Okay. 10 cards. Okay, I am alive. Perfect. Okay, Aetherize, you gotta do it. Yep, play the Swamp, pass the turn. Fortunately for me, they don't really have good stuff to get back. Like, none of this... Oh, they have Dimir crabs as well. Alright, they're at 9 cards at this point. Oh, they're stocking up, so... This is all in, almost. And even if they have the both Qel'as that I know they still have the possibility of having in their hand, I can pay for both, so I don't care about that. So I think I'm in a good spot here, despite only having a couple of cards. They're at 4. Yeah, we should be good. They're gonna draw 1 from the Nan, from the Gran. Milled them to death. So that's Singularity Rupture. That's why I tried to cast it early, because I was just hoping that they won't have those Qel'as in their hand. So the less time I gave them to find them, the better. Okay, this is their moment. Do they want to continue pumping here? Still their priority. I'm waiting for them to do all the pump that they want before I respond. I want them to use everything. That's why I'm letting these resolve first. And then I'm still waiting before I use this. I could have used this earlier already, but I want them to just, you know, go all in. I want to be... You have to be careful with doing resolve all. No, I think that would actually work. But I just... At this point, it's very delicate, so I prefer to click it one at a time. And now it's my turn. See here, now it's my turn to do something, and now we're going to do this. I mean, of course not. Yeah, it's nice. Of course it's nice. That's what I was planning. Okay, but as you can see, I mean, my hand was down to the last card almost, or basically it was down to the last card. But yeah, Singularity Rupture in on itself, one resolved Singularity Rupture enough, because it draws a lot in on their own, so they go like chaunt through their deck a lot using the wisdom, the stock up, the attachments. So that's why we had a good chance. Well, or like we didn't even need the Riverchurn Monument here. Okay, nice. Another victory for Dimir Mill. On to the next game. Dimir Mill versus Spirit Bayar. Yeah, this is okay. Hello. Ooh, Meticulous Archive. The Zorius Control, potentially. No, that's Esper. Should have probably played this, because they know I'm Dimir anyway, and that way I could have possibly been able to cast both of these. I don't think I'm going to need to do that, but... Alright, let's just go start 2 for this. Yeah. Even if they counter this, I'm okay with that. However, I would prefer this to resolve, but this is not usually a card that you want to counter. But it is in their case. Okay, sure. Why are they flanking on their turn? Do I just want to consult on my turn? No, I'll give them the opportunity to counter that as well. I don't like them. I like them to use their counters and not have them in their hand. That's why I'm doing this. In such a way. Oh, this is 4-color control, probably. Not Esper. Should have seen that even earlier, but fair enough. What are you gonna do? Kaido? Do you run Kaido? Okay. Oh, Duress. Oh, and a Consult. Yeah, that's perfect. That's really good. And I'm actually going to use the untapped land so I can do that again. So Duress is really nice here. Okay, what do I hate? I hate this. But I'm also not really... I don't want to have to use it, but I'm going to have to use it. 2, 4, 5, 6. 6 lands, an untapped land. Okay, so what they can do is play the Shiko and flashback nothing. So I'm just gonna stock up here. and pick up just an untapped land. And what else? Just an island, honestly. Like, do I want to flood that though? Not really. Preventing 3 damage. Maybe I need to, because I know that their deck can actually burn pretty well. Yeah, and that's what they're doing. Oh, perfect. That even now they're showing me that they don't have a counter spell. I don't know why they would do that. Why would they play it right now? What's the point? Instead of doing it at end of turn. Because now I'm absolutely going to do this, and then this should be GG. Now they can Shiko into something cool here, but 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I know this is a good game. And yeah, Mill is good. Generally good against control because, yeah, Shiko is fine. I can even Flood Maw that. Which I will. Oh, they can even cast the Flanker. That's interesting. Wait a minute. Exile? Target players. They could have exiled their own graveyard there, by the way. That would have made my Fountainport and just a Restless Reef. Ah, wait a minute. That's in exile now. Okay, anyway. Fountainport, pass the turn again. Yeah, if they exile their own graveyard, my Riverchurn Monument is actually not doing anything. Yep, that's fine. But now there's nothing good for them to get back. Like, they don't really want to draw. Yeah, okay, but they're actually going for it still. I just need to prevent damage because I need to be careful that they don't helix, like triple helix me. Even then, I would be alive. Triple helix would be 9 damage, but you never know, right? 1 hit and then 3 helix and then some damage somewhere else. I'm dead. Alright, there's the Riverchurn, and we'll add a Duress to the mix. Just to be even surer. Okay, well, they're tapped out anyway. But yeah, this is GG now. Alright, so yeah, if they had done the Kutzel and exiled their own graveyard, this Riverchurn Monument wouldn't have killed them immediately. I would have then only been able to like mill them step by step, mill 2, and then they can use this to destroy this anyway. But I would have, yeah, so I would have had to find ways to stall out the game longer and get rid of their Shiko and stuff. So that would have been a play that they should have probably made, but I think they were still in a bad spot. So yeah, nice. A victory versus control for Dimir Mill. On to the next game. Dimir Mill versus Initiate Alley Viper. Okay. This is not a superb hand. I don't want to play the monument. You usually don't want to play it on turn 1. Sorry, on turn 2. You want to use it as a 2 and then immediately exhaust, because otherwise, if the opponent finds ways to get rid of it, destroy it, you know, it's just gone, and then you'll... But if you cast it and immediately exhaust it, they cannot prevent that. Okay, that's pretty nice. Let's do this. Okay, that's all I can take, and alright. Oof. Okay, so I'm gonna have to survive until this Singularity Rupture, but I have an Aetherize in between. I think... Well, I'm gonna cast this right now, because I don't have anything else to do, and I don't think that their deck's gonna have some removal. But this is gonna be close, I'm telling you. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's so good. I'm so sorry for them. That was a good top deck. That was a perfect top deck. Yeah. We're almost near victory here. I'm gonna Aetherize, then Singularity Rupture, then Riverchurn, and GG. The only thing that can interfere here now is if they do actually run some artifact removal, in which case I'm gonna be so annoyed at myself. But I hope that doesn't seem to be the case. Actually, do I need to Aetherize? I don't. I'm gonna take 4. That's okay. Why? Because I'm gonna do this now anyway. Alright, now they need to kill me immediately or destroy the Riverchurn Monument, or they lose. And they don't have it. So, in hindsight, I don't think I still don't think I shouldn't have played the Riverchurn Monument on 2. I should have rather just not done anything. Because there is a risk. They are green, so there is like a scrap shot, sharpshooter, what that thing is called. They could have had that in the deck. So it was not worth the risk. But in this case, it turned out fine. And yeah, 4-1 here. Dimir Mill, very, yeah, it's efficient. Sweep, bounce, survive, duress, and then two turn, 2-card combo. But let's take a closer look at that in the recap. Alrighty, Dimir Mill. Yeah, very efficient control deck, which doesn't run counter magic though. That's the only thing about this that might be different from other control decks. So basically what this is switching out for counter magic is a very efficient combination to destroy the opponent. Which is the upside, because control decks usually take a little bit more time to win the game and give the opponent that time. The opponent can use it to draw into outs, draw into more threats, etc. So this is a very quick at ending the game. Just using turn 6 or even earlier, because we have a little bit of ramp in the deck. So potentially turn 5, Singularity Rupture. Turn 6, play Riverchurn and immediately exhaust, and that's just a 2-turn, 2-card win. And yeah, that's the goal of the deck. Basically, it's very simple. The lands are pretty much, yeah, typical Dimir. Have a few Restless Reefs, Fountainports. That's a little bit like Fountainport works well, as it is a slower deck, controlling deck. Agna Qel'a also just added for the... You know, if you do need to dig a little bit deeper into the deck and find stuff, then this can help you out. And there's no real downside, because you have enough basics to make sure that this is untapped most of the time. So yeah, that's the land situation. So what does the rest of the deck do then if this is the combo and it's so easy? Well, the opponent plays creatures or does stuff. So we need to interact with the opponent. And we do this using a bunch of sweepers. So the Singularity Rupture in itself is a sweeper, so that's a big upside here. It sweeps and mills half, which is insane almost, basically. So that's it. Yeah, it's one of the sweepers in the deck and the combo. But we also have Deadly Cover-Up for a turn 5 sweeper and potentially remove some important card from the opponent's deck if they're graveyard-based maybe, or just a control deck and you want to take out their counters, something like that. We have 2 0-point Ballads and 2 Day of the Black Suns. The Ballad is cheaper, but it loses you lose life, and the Day of the Black Sun is a little bit more expensive, but has an upside that the creatures have no abilities until end of turn. So these are your like turn 2, turn 3 kind of sweepers. But all of these X in the cost sweepers work well with the Terminus and the Irencrag. So this is, yeah, you do have a little bit of ramp in the deck. Then we have, because we use ramp, and ramp is kind of a dead card. It gets you ahead earlier, but it's not really, it doesn't have any other effect on impact on the battlefield. So that's why we need a full-on card drop package, consult and stock up 4/4, because we also only run 3 and 3 here of the combo. So you need to find it, and this helps finding it. And then last but not least, we have the Aetherize, which is not a sweeper, but in some instances it can actually be better than a sweeper. For example, if the creatures have ward, or I can't think of a specific scenario right now except for that, but I think there is situations where this can be better. Also, it costs 4 mana, so you can do it earlier, and maybe this buys you the time to then sweep later. And then last but not least, we have 3 Flood Maws to just get rid of anything super problematic while you try to assemble the combo, draw cards, and Duress to help you against mostly counter magic. And it's a really key card, and I think it has to be in the deck because, yeah, getting your Singularity Rupture countered is probably the worst. Because, yeah, resolving a 6 mana sorcery is not easy. So this is the kind of thing. And I think you could also consider adding the blue land that makes spells uncounterable in case you have a lot of control meta. So yeah, if you have if you're facing many control decks, because that can obviously help you resolve the Singularity Rupture. And against control, usually resolving the Rupture is probably just GG in itself. But the other thing is, against control, you can play the Riverchurn Monument on turn 2, and you should, even though they can still destroy it probably. Yeah, just starting to mill them early is kind of an upside, because control, you know, it's going to be a long game anyway, and they might just get close to milling in on itself without even the Rupture. Okay, but that's enough from my side today. Very pleased with the run, and this is definitely a deck that works pretty well, and it's a part of the meta, and you should know it, and maybe you also want to play it. But yeah, that's my 2 cents here, and let's have a look at some flavor text. Day of Black Sun. The solar eclipse robbed firebenders of their ability to firebend, giving Team Avatar an 8-minute window to storm the capital and defeat the Fire Lord. And on that note, thanks for watching, have fun, see you in the arena, and peace.